3, I'm a little more situated than day 1 and 2. Yeah. You'll notice I still have clothes on my recliner. I ordered up some hangers, so those are just all my shirts. They're gonna stay there until I get my hangers. Everything else though is pretty much put away and has a home. I think this shelf thing right here, originally I think it was supposed to be for a TV. It's supposed to be for a TV. I'm not gonna get a TV, so it's gonna be my daily table for my work clothes, you know, because like a sweater or a pair of pants, I might wear a pair of pants for 2 days. The pants I wear on watch, I'll wear for a couple of days because I literally put them on and go up on watch, stand on the bridge, steer or something. I don't get dirty in those. So that's what that's gonna be for. That's why that kind of looks like there's stuff up there. I didn't take any videos or clips of day 2. I told you what I told you yesterday I was gonna share with you what I did, but I didn't get any clips, so I just have to verbally tell you. But yesterday I woke up, I was called out 2:30 for 3 for undocking, and we left Tacoma at 3 a.m. Because this ship only has cables instead of mooring lines, like actual rope mooring lines, hawsers. It has cable mooring lines. There's not a whole lot of actually heaving in manually. It's all on the drum. There's no way we would be able to heave in, you know, 200 feet of cable. But anyways, that was a really quick mooring operation. It lasted like 30 minutes, and we were away. So that was that. I went to my first watch as a watch stander, and being that we were coming out of the Sound, out of Puget Sound, this was a first for me, and it was really nice, really made things really, really nice. Instead of me being the only AB up on the bridge, coming out of the Sound, like on my last ship, I think maybe the longest I had to steer was an hour, maybe. But they would kind of go back and forth, you know. They'd have me steer for a little while, they might put it on the mic or on autopilot, and then they have me get back on it and hand steer just to go around the turns. But on here, when I'm on watch, there's actually 3 AB watch standers and 3 AB daymen. So when I'm on watch and when we're leaving or coming into a port, one of the AB dayman, AB maintenance guys actually comes up to the bridge as well on standby, and we rotate on the helm. I still, even on here, we don't have to we don't have to steer the whole time, but it's nice to be able to rotate on and off the helm. So at first I steered, and he asked me whether I wanted to do it for 30 minutes or an hour, you know, take turns. And being that it was my first day, you know, I was still getting in the hang of it. I told him we'll switch off every 30 minutes. So I steered for 30 minutes, and then the AB maintenance took over. No, I steered for actually I want to say about 20 minutes, because when I got up there, the 12 to 4 was already steering, and then I started steering. I took the helm from him. I started steering for about 20 minutes, and then we went on the mic. or autopilot. So we went on the autopilot. I set it on autopilot, and then about 5-10 minutes later, the AV maintenance guy came over and relieved me. Even though I wasn't hand steering anymore, we were on autopilot, the pilot is still on board. So, like on my last ship, I would still have to stand at the wheel, you know, and wait for helm orders. So, and it's not that as a watch standard, I mean, I'm already standing up there, but when you have to stand in like one spot, it can get a little itchy. You know, you can get kind of, I don't know the word for it, but to be able to have somebody come over, relieve me, so then I could walk around for a little bit, stretch, grab another cup of coffee or whatever, it was just really, really nice. So that was that. That's the first time I've had a standby AV to switch back and forth with. That makes steering a whole lot nicer. It's not that I don't like steering, it's my job as an AV watch stander. Like, my job's to steer the shit. But I've been on, you know, one of my other ships where they had me steer for like 3 hours. And it wasn't a whole lot of complicated steering. Sometimes it was just a straight line, but sometimes, you know, steering any more than an hour can become tiresome, especially when all you're doing, you know, you're staring at a little number, you know, you're heading, and that little number, sometimes on ships, my first ship, the numbers were the size of my finger. Like that was the 3-digit number would fit in that space. And I'm standing, you know, about 3-4 feet away from it, and I'm looking at these little tiny numbers. That's all I was going by, and I had to stare at that for 2.5-3 hours. It's horrible. On here, there's multiple heading repeaters that have bigger numbers, so I'm not like straining my eyes, but it's anything longer than an hour can just get really tiresome. So it was nice to be able to switch off. But yeah, so I stood my watch. The maintenance guy stood the whole watch with me, even after, well, I guess the pilot was still on board, but even after we were on autopilot for a while, we still kind of just switched off back and forth. The pilot would make, you know, a couple adjustments, you know, maybe 2-3 degrees this way, 2-3 degrees that way, and we would just dial it on the autopilot. But when I got off watch, was that yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Overtime. What I did for overtime. So for the first like 2 days of when the ship's loaded and it leaves the dock, for the first 2 days of overtime, I guess, because no, I guess it's just the first day. Yeah, just the first day. First day after we leave, the morning after we leave, the overtime for everybody is we went around with impact guns and wrenches, and we went around checking every single turnbuckle on all the semi-trailers, because they basically, the semi-trailers get, you know, backed in and parked, and the front of them, like, they have a adapter attachment to where, like, you got, if you've ever seen a semi-trailer, you got like the semi-trailer, the wheels are back here, and then the ball is right here. Well, the adapter is like connects to the ball and basically extends the ball all the way down. It's like an adapter ball that extends down, but it's not a ball. It extends down and has a turnbuckle type thing, not turnbuckle, It's like a turnbuckle. It latches into the deck of the ship. So you got the semi-trailer, the wheels, up forward, the ball that usually hooks into the truck, an adapter that hooks to the ball, and then a long turnbuckle that hooks into the deck. So that locks into the deck up forward, and then they put, some of them had turnbuckle and chains up forward, most of them just had them in back. But we had to go around checking all the turnbuckles that are attached to the 450 something semi-trailers that are on here, and you just go to each one. Some of the longshoremen, like, some of them they're tight, but that initial, leaving the dock can get things a little wiggling. And when the longshoremen are loading them up, they're going in and they're going fast. So sometimes some of them don't get tightened all the way. Sometimes that initial leaving the dock causes a little bit of vibration and loosens them up. So for my overtime yesterday, that's what I did. We went row to row, I went with the AV maintenance guys and the other watch standers for overtime, and it was like one of us would do a row, one of us would do the next row, and as soon as, like, if I finished the back row, I would start walking up until I seen somebody else, because if I walk up to the next row and it's empty, that's because somebody's already done it. So I would walk up until I've seen somebody else and leapfrog them, start there, then they would leapfrog me, and we just went every single deck, every single trailer, tightening every single turnbuckle. Yeah, I think that's it for today. That is what I wanted to share with you yesterday, but I did the what's in my bag video. I didn't get to, like I said, I didn't get to any video clips of it. It was my first day. I'm trying to get comfortable on the ship first before I start recording or anything outside of my room. I can't say that because I did make a little clip of what I did today for overtime. Little clip. I'm gonna put it in at the end, right at the very end. Today's overtime was chipping. Yeah, chip and rust. AB chipping rust. I basically just got set up against the wall. All of us were up against the wall. Me, the other AV watchstander, the 3 AV maintenance guys were all along the wall inside the ship next to the semi-trailers, and we were just chipping a wall. Cool enough, because sometimes I've had it where the bosuns have wanted me to chip everything and also wire wheel or feather everything I did, and then usually whoever came on later, their overtime, they would paint it. But what this bosun wanted me to do was just chip, not feather, not paint or anything. He said just chip away, just keep chipping. He said he was going to have another guy later on in the day come back and feather it, so, which is nice. I like feathering because I like to make that smooth, I feel more accomplished when I get to feather it, when I get to finish the entire job, actually. But being that we're inside the ship, when you're feathering or wire wheeling inside a ship, it becomes so dusty and you get so dirty, and that's not enjoyable. So that's what I did today. I'll throw a clip in at the end, like I said, but hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.